Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Line. This week we look at the latest new car sales figures as well as two crucial new models for struggling Ford. First, however, some sexy new metal in the form of BMW's new super sedan, the M5. It looks good to me, Richard. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're really starting to hit the sweet spot with these cars now, BMW. We've sort of moved on from that Bangle area where everyone went, ooh, don't know if I like it, don't know if I,
So
hate
very
it.
out there.
But yeah, but now I think that thing's starting to look very sexy.
Yeah, well, I think the 5 Series is quite conservative as far as recent BMWs go, but obviously this one looks more muscular than any other 5 Series, and of course there'll be more power under the bonnet.
Absolutely, and we all love that. They're looking at a 4.4 litre twin turbo V8. We've heard that that's what they're looking at, and that should do the business. I mean, the last V10 was, on paper looked like a stonker of an engine, but didn't really deliver, by the seat of the pants, I didn't think.
Well, we're expecting more power from this twin-turbo V8, around 420 kilowatts, which is pretty impressive. But, of course, in the era of efficiency, we're also going to see better consumption, and the car will have a stop-start system.
Yeah. Well, I mean, stop-start's neither here nor there for the enthusiast, but it does make a lot of difference to fuel consumption. But, yeah, 420 kilowatts is enough for me.
That's right. OK, well, the new M5 is expected to reach Australian showrooms in early 2012. Now, the latest sales figures were released this week, and Richard, they continue to make bad reading for local car makers.
Yeah, they're awful reading for local car makers. I mean, especially Ford. They're down considerably, especially Falcon sales, and it doesn't look like there's much light at the end of the tunnel.
And I think we're seeing the Commodore even. I mean, they're looking quite sort of steady at the moment, but its run as the best-selling car in the country is really going to come to an end, I think.
Yeah, well, this is the first time that the Commodore's been outsold for a whole quarter. I mean, the Corolla's done it in the past. We've had Hilux outsell it for a month or two or whatever, but the Mazda 3 is looking as if it could take the title of Australia's top car after a 15-year reign at the top for Commodore.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Well, Ford may be struggling the most, but it does have two great blue hopes for 2011. It's just announced pricing for the new diesel-powered Territory and details of a more advanced LPG engine for the Falcon. But Richard, can they make a difference?
I think especially Territory can make a big difference. A diesel version of that, I mean, we've been waiting for it since 2004 when the car was launched. It should have been there then. It's 7 years later and it's finally there, but 80% of Toyota Prados are diesel, so I mean that's its main competitor, and now that it's got a diesel, it's in the hunt.
Yeah, well, I think they're talking about 50% of Territory sales being the diesel. You've got to pay a $3,250 premium over the petrol, but probably worth the extra spend.
Yeah, well, it depends on where where fuel prices go at the moment. Diesel and petrol are sort of pretty much on par, but if that equation goes one way or the other, it will definitely affect sales. I mean, it's a lot like the LPG, similar sort of thing. If petrol prices go through the roof and LPG stays stable, then that LPi Falcon that they're coming later this year will start to look very attractive.
Of course, there's higher consumption with the LPG engine, but there's a greater disparity between the prices at the pump.
That's right. I mean, I think one of the things that's really held back the Falcon LPG in the past has been its lack of power and torque. It's been well down on the standard petrol engine, and people don't want to sacrifice that just to save a few bucks. This one's more powerful and has more torque than the standard Falcon, but you're still saving the big bucks. So it should work, but it never has in the past. So we'll have to see.
Indeed. Well, that's all from Inside Line, but you can keep up to speed with all the latest car news and reviews at Drive.com.au.